We are going to tackle the big boys today, and specifically Mark Carney and the boys in downtown Ottawa, and Uncle Donnie, south of the 49th parallel. Now, we have to start. I need you to remove all the pre-existing knowledge that you have of politics, okay? The politicians are not actually in control. We need to accept this first off. The politician's job is to serve the ruling class that have the money and the funds, and the politician must then come up with some form of narrative that you will buy and you will accept to accept what they are about to do in favor of the ruling class. So for example, in 2020 during the scamdemic, when big fat bowling ball Doug Ford, the guy shoveling 6 Timmy's sausage, egg, and sleazes in his fat face every morning at the drive-thru, that guy, when he came out and said, we have a labor shortage, we need to import more foreign workers, and then JT was also on the same page about that. That was a giant collaboration with the power players at hand that are realizing that the debt-based Ponzi system is not working. They cannot maintain their profits anymore selling dishwater coffee, sausage, egg, and sleazes, Walmart, all of that. Their profits are not sustaining to what the shareholders want. So they got to find new ways to kick the can down the road because they are now expected to forever deliver expanding revenue. And if they're not delivering expanding revenue, your ass is fired if you're the CEO or any of the C-suites at these corporations. So we have a labor shortage. We need to bring in more workers. Yeah, that makes sense. We don't want to have a labor shortage. Okay, bring in the dog shit. Bring in everybody from Pakistan, India, Uzbekistan, Somalia, Bangladesh, you knows where a stand. Anywhere, bring them all in with the temporary foreign workers program. We're going to give people an opportunity because we're empathetic. And by opportunity, I mean they're going to pay the corporations $1,000 to come here. And then the corporation is going to pay them $16 an hour to work for their minimum wage job, making sure the floors are not cleaned ever at Tim Hortons, making sure your bagel is burnt, and they don't even speak in your language, and then they talk shit about you behind the counter in their language, that. They pay them $16 an hour for that, but the government will subsidize the other half. So $8 an hour for Timmy's, $8 for the government, which is just you and I paying $8 to cover their wages. But we have to brand it as we have a labor shortage, right? During 2020, during the scamdemic, there was a crazy flu. Oh my God, everybody has to stay home. We're going to crash the entire economy. Well, everything shut down and the stock market only tanked about 25-30%. Not that bad. But we have to give everybody a CERBS check, a stimulus check. Turn the money printer on. We're a little bit liquid tight. We don't have a lot of liquidity. So turn the money printer on, give everybody $2,000. That money will then work its way through the system to the mega corporations, to the Gucci's, to the Dior's, to the Amazons of the world. Their stock prices will increase, and then it will come back to the ruling class. Everything in politics is just the politicians finding a narrative to spin that you believe and that you will buy to go along with the agenda of the elites. Are we on the same page here? The politicians are just middlemen. This men versus women, blacks versus the whites, my native ancestors versus you white boys, left and right, Democrat, Republican, it is all bullshit and a distraction. Even the gays versus the straights, because they got to steal your kids to keep the gay population going. It is all a giant distraction to keep you void and keep you away from the truth, the actual situation. Now, to bring it back to Uncle Donnie, south of the 49th, and Mark Carney and the boys in downtown Ottawa, I need you to understand everything that they are doing since 2020, and I can sense it. Even though people were all excited in 2022, yay, I don't have to wear a face diaper. Yeah, well, guess what? The diapers went from on your face to on the Tim Hortons workers' heads. Yay, life's back to normal. It's not. They've continued with the agenda. And if you look closely and you follow the money and you ignore what the politicians say and you watch what they're doing, because all they do is lie. I mean, politics is just another word for lying to you and you accept it. They are trying to crush small and medium businesses. Think about it. During the scamdemic, Amazon business was booming. Walmart was open. Everybody could go to Walmart. They could go to Superstore, Loblaws, Sobeys, everywhere. All the mega chains, the 3 chains of grocery stores here in Commie, Canada. Okay? Mom and pop stores? No. There were no benefits for you, but we're going to keep everybody going and herd it like sheep, the sheeple, the cattle, to the mega corporations. Home Depot as well, which is just Turban Depot now. Or Canadian Tire, Punjab Tire. Or Tim Hortons, Durka Donuts. Got lots of these folks. Keep them coming all day. So, you stay home, you go to the corporations, we crush small and medium businesses because they are forced to close their doors. They have to spend all this money to accommodate these draconian BS fake flu mandates. Remember the plexiglass? You got to buy the masks for everybody. You only have so many staff. You can only have so many people coming in the building, so your revenue is going to go down. right? This is crippling for small business, very small margins for small businesses, especially when you consider small businesses, their margins are tighter, their costs are higher, right? So when McDonald's produces a burger and sells it to you for what was $1.39 5-6 years ago, which is now $4, their cost is very low. They're making that burger now, I would assume, for $1, maybe 75 cents on the $4 burger. Mom and pop can't do that, right? They got to charge you 12, 13, 14 bucks for an average burger, and their cost is probably $4 to $6 roughly. So that really hurts the small businesses. Now let's go to Uncle Donnie and the boys down at the 49th parallel. Tariffs. We are going to bring back American manufacturing, which is bullshit. They haven't brought back any manufacturing whatsoever. Tariffs are going to replace income tax. Ooh, yes, I'm overtaxed. I'd love for tariffs to replace the income tax. All a giant distraction. While they are rallying you behind American nationalism and sovereignty, we are going to fight the foreign invaders, the foreign corporations, the foreign countries that have been taking advantage of us, as we have been in a trade surplus for however long. We're now going to come back, make America great again, or so they say. What it's really doing with the tariffs, it is crushing these small and medium businesses because they are the ones paying the tariff.